Hey y'all, thanks for joining me today. So, what is bothering you right now? Do you feel like someone has offended you? Have they done something wrong? Um, are you trying to get other people to understand where you're coming from? Well, Proverbs 19:11 says, "The discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and his glory is to overlook a transgression." So, a lot of times when we feel offended, we get upset, or maybe we just feel a certain way about a situation that's going on, we talk about it a lot. We talk about it with people we think might see things the same way we do because we need that emotional justification. We want we want to know that what we're feeling isn't wrong. We want someone to say, yes, they did do you wrong, or yes, this situation is messed up and you don't need to be a part of it, whatever that is. And the problem comes, well, there's actually a few different things with that, but the problem comes because once we start talking about it over and over and over, we're losing our peace. Every time we talk about it, we lose a little bit of our peace. And because we're constantly bogging our mind and our heart and our spirit down with it. Now, if we choose not to do that, then it eventually goes away. And I know that if we hold it in, we're thinking, well, that means they're right. No, it doesn't. It does not mean they're right. It's just like forgiveness. Forgiveness does not validate what they did. It does not make it okay. Forgiveness is not saying, you didn't hurt me. Forgiveness is releasing all of that and giving you peace. It's giving you that breath of fresh air. It's lifting the weight off of your shoulders because you're the one carrying it. Because God sees everything. He knows every single detail. There's things we just don't know. And I mean, again, that doesn't excuse what someone else is doing if they're wrong in their behavior towards you or anyone else. And listen, look at this world. Y'all, there are lots of situations that just are not right. I mean, we could start at the top with the government and go all the way down to the way things are in a community, politics, church, schools, everything, even in families. I mean, there are so many things we could say, and a lot of stuff just isn't right. And a lot of times it seems like the people who are doing the most wrong are getting the highest. But just remember, like I said, God sees it all. And we shouldn't go into it with that attitude, because it should be more, we should have an attitude that we need to pray for this situation. If someone has done you wrong, pray for them, because number one, you don't want them to hurt anyone else the way they hurt you. Or if they hurt someone you love, you don't want that to happen again. And another thing, when people are out here doing things that hurt other people, I would hope that they wouldn't do it intentionally. I know some do. But pray for their spiritual eyes to be open, because there's a lot of things that people do, they think it's right until God reveals it to them. I mean, just like all of us, we thought we were right in how we were living until one day the Lord woke us up and said, hey, that ain't okay. We're not doing this. You need to come to me. So pray for them. And that is so hard, I know. And like the word says, you'll heap coals upon their head. Again, we don't do that because I'm going to show you. We pray for them because we want there to be a change. And love is how that happens. Now, I know if somebody has hurt you, love is kind of the last thing you're thinking about. But when you pray for them, God will do something to your heart that's just, I had this situation several years ago, and it was crazy. It really was. And it really messed with me emotionally. And I found myself talking about it to like my close friends, not like talking about that person, but I kept talking about the situation because it was really unbelievable to me. It really was. And the Lord just kind of brought it to my attention. He said, number one, pray for that person, because they don't have a clue, because it was so crazy, the whole situation itself. I couldn't even describe it to where it would make sense right now, honestly. And the Lord was like, you need to pray for them, because number one, you don't want them to do that to someone else. Because I'm not saying I'm the strongest Christian in the world. I am absolutely not. Like, we won't even talk about my little pity party I was having 20 minutes ago that the Lord had to be like, hello, you know. But he said, you need to pray for this person. And as the years went on, he has had me pray for this person repeatedly. And I love them. I love them so much. And he reveals things to me in their character and how they're living their life. And I have to pray for those things. And maybe he wants to do that with you and whoever you're dealing with. You know, somewhat, not everyone sees the same things. And God might use us for the same things in different ways. You don't ever know. But if you want peace, don't talk about it. You know, if you're going to talk about it, talk to God about it. Because when you talk to him about it, he tells you the truth. He sees all, he knows all, and he knows exactly what needs to happen so he can handle it. And he can tell you the truth about it, like I said. And the more you talk about it, the angrier you're going to get. Your peace is going to leave, and it's going to take, you know, it's like your debt. It seriously is. It's like a credit score. You pay off a credit card, and anyways, never mind. It works in my mind. It doesn't work when I say it out loud. But if you hold your peace, you will keep it. And his glory is to overlook a transgression. Y'all, people are not as intentional with the ugliness as we think they are. It just happens. And sometimes maybe we need a nap and a snack. Maybe we're tired. Maybe we're aggravated. Maybe we've got a lot going on. And what they said was the straw that broke the camel's back, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. But we made it a big deal because we were feeling kind of bad. I just want us to be able to look at all aspects. Keep your peace. Don't go talking about everything unless you're talking to God. All right? I love y'all. As always, the link to the written devotion is in the description, and I'll see you next time.